Well, going straight against Wicked again there. They're just not happy with him there. Shen being banned out as well. So could we see the same sort of bans as last time? Urgot, just heard Crepo and Snoopy talking to Freak there. It's like, you got to ban Urgot regardless. He's overpowered. He's just, you just can't let him play in any game possible, which is immediately why we see CLG banning Urgot.
Yeah, they've taken Ari out of the equation as well. Obviously, last game, Froggen was a beast on him, and he's beaten a beast on Ari throughout this whole tournament. We saw him yesterday on Anivia.
He's a beast on anything.
On Anivia. We've seen him throughout the group stage actually playing Karthus. Beast on Karthus. There's Anivia banned out. Nautilus going to be taken out by CLG, and that's something that they talked about last night, that when they have a second pick, they want Nautilus out of the game. And there is Karthus. But is it wise, Demon, again, this whole conversation, to pick that AP carry first?
Yeah, well, we've seen...
Especially against someone as strong as Froggen.
Yeah, and there's plenty of counters towards him as well. It's a dangerous, dangerous game to play, picking that Karthus early on, but they felt they needed to do it. It's obviously something that Peke said, look, we need him now. We need to pick up. And yes, you can pick up those great ulti kills. You can steal the kills effectively, or get set up by your team if they're willing to play that game, which you would assume they would be. This time we are going to see Snoopy playing, sorry, not Snoopy, he's playing a Crepo, that's the one I'm after, playing his one of his favourite champions. It's a fellow Scotsman. And Maokai also on Snoopy, so Snoopy's going to be playing his favourite champion. Crepo's playing one of his favourite champions. PK is on a pretty good champion that he's pretty damn good on. We could see similar situations to the last game where they get to pick their faves, but the question is who will win. CLG seemed to be very comfortable in the last game, I thought. Yeah,
they looked very confident. Even at the points where they were kind of on the back foot, they still made the right decisions at the right times, and that's something that Fnatic need to be a little bit scared about here. Actually, Nocturne is going to be there at the moment. Whether he'll actually stay there or not, obviously Nocturne, a big favourite.
I miss seeing Cyanide playing Jarvan. I used to love it when he used to play Jarvan. He was one of the main Jarvan junglers.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him playing it for a while in a major tournament. So whether it's the case that the team just said you're not playing it anymore. And actually, he just spoke to Crepo about Leona, and he says it's not that I don't like playing Leona, it's the team don't let me play Leona.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so they obviously didn't let him. And again, Lamia picking up on Tristana there, so it did work very well. Tristana was their sort of ray of shining light there, along with Kennen. Kennen's still available, remember, so Soaz could easily take Kennen for the top lane. What will CLG go with? They're going to have to go with the bottom lane AD carry and probably the top lane. What will they pick towards? They're going to choose. I would expect them to. We'll see. Now this could be either way. This is the great thing about it. Well, now we know which way it's going. It's going to be AD Cogmore, and there you go, locked straight in there, Morgana. So I for some reason I'm never a big fan of Morgana. I don't know why. I always think you can't lay out the burst that some others can. So I think Fnatic actually have got a pretty good team there, but that Cogmore can be so horrible late game. They are on they're on the purple side, aren't they? Yeah, so they're on the purple teams, which is why they haven't gone with it, which is why that Fnatic can get away with having Nunu alongside Tristana, because obviously he can bully a little bit more in that bottom lane. Certainly against the Soraka, he's going to try and silence him as much as possible, and Soaz could be playing Nidalee in that top lane. We've seen Nidalee played, it was in the group stage, I think Soaz managed to play it in there. Fantastic performance as well. So Fnatic could well have a strong team here.
They could well have a strong team, but CLG feeling confident. I would have liked to have seen an AP Cogmore some point from Froggen against Karthus. I don't think it would have been a bad time to maybe pull it out, to be honest with you.
Great bit of play.
But they've gone for Morgana, probably wanting to go safe at this stage. It is 1-0 in the best of 3. It's always nice for a team in the lead, from their point of view at least, to sew that game up in 2-0 and not end up having to fight in the third and final game and have a high pressure situation. They just want to sail through this game. So they're going to play things safe. We are going to be seeing Nidalee played by Soaz, and what is going to be in the top lane for Wicked?
It could be anything.
It's not going to be Karma, I can assure you that.
Not going to be Sona or Tryndamere. Well, it could be Tryndamere, but I don't think it will be. Not for Wicked at least. So what would you go against Nidalee? I think he wants something that can sustain. Jeez, I thought he'd lock that in for a moment. The Mumu top lane, new meta, could be on. We've seen actually KO been played pretty heavily lately. It could be Jax. Jax is a strong top laner.
Yeah.
And it is going to be Jax, so Wicked's going to be on Jax. This could be an interesting. I don't think I've ever seen Wicked playing Jax on that top lane. I mean, I'm sure he does. I don't watch his solo queue like stream that he does every day.
Really,
all day.
you don't?
No.
You don't watch Wicked all day long, every day?
All day, every day.
Not a true fanboy. Not a true fanboy. But that's what we're going to be seeing in that top lane. Soaz, who had a great game in the last one, that's for sure, on Kennen. Had a great early game. The problem is that he got to that position where it was kind of obvious who they were going to target right at the beginning of the fight. Nidalee, will that be quite the same? Probably not. But we'll see how this whole Jax versus Nidalee lane is going to work out. Obviously, middle lane is going to be Karthus versus Morgana. Not really a lane which Morgana, you'd say, instantly is the strongest in there. Like you said, you've got the whole combo of the Dark Bind, of the Tormented Soil as well. But it's not really enough damage to actually get the kill unless you've got those ganks coming in as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being completely put off by that big screen in the background. It's like direct view without camera. It's like, what is going on main stage? I just don't know what happens in Sweden anymore. It's all very strange. Naked people on stage being signed. But
as long as they're not near me, that's fine.
As long as they're not here, it's all good. Yeah, we don't want them around this area. So, I mean, out of those two teams, I think CLG actually got a pretty good pickup now. Now that they've got that Cogmore, that Jax, they've got a lot of damage in there. So it's a very strong lineup. They've got the Morgana, which is always going to be very strong. He just can farm away quite happily. It's going to be a bit of a farming session in that mid lane. The top lane, how that's going to work out. Soaz has played a very good AP Janna, AP Nidalee on that top lane, where I'm bringing AP Nidalee from. But it can be played either way these days. Obviously, they had that patch around about sometime after Gamescom, I think it was, where Nidalee was nerfed a little bit. And now it's possible to switch it both ways. Hotshot obviously said it's no longer possible and pretty much stopped playing it. He was the most famous Nidalee player, but a lot of other players have sort of picked it up from there and said, actually, no, AD Nidalee works very well on top lane. But I would suspect we're probably going to see an AP. Let's have a quick look at him if we can see if he's got any ability power straight on him. He's got one ability power, so I don't know what his runes is. We didn't get to look at his runes, so we couldn't see whether he's leveling off scale, but 72 attack damage. No, it really doesn't tell us a great deal. What he could be going either way, and he's just started with boots and pots, so it's going to be guess what Soaz will go.
Yeah, we're going to find that out here at the start, actually. Or not at the start, but a little bit later. You know what I was trying to say?
No.
No, never mind then. I'll just shut up. Anyway, getting into this game, we heard from you guys here at DreamHack a little bit earlier on. Do we have any Fnatic fans here?
You're not really bigging them up there. You've got to get a bit more emotional.
No, we're not going to go for that one. Actually, Fnatic have just won the first map in the Counter-Strike Grand Final. Do we have any Fnatic fans in here? No, there actually just weren't many of them.
Yeah, there's just not many. They've all gone back to watch the CS. They lost the first game. That's it. Okay, so we got any CLG fans in here? Yeah. It's pretty obvious. I think people want to see CLG Moscow 5 again because that was epic last night, and I think they want to see a rematch, a best of 3. But Fnatic are going to do their damnedest to make sure it doesn't happen. CLG on a bit of an invade here. They're going to go around in towards the red buff area. They are just going to back away. They have laid that ward down at the Wraiths. You can see Felox and Soaz also on an invade, putting that blood boil on towards Soaz. But Soaz is just going to back away. Can he steal away the Wraiths? And will they go towards it? Looking like they're just going to go for that invade, didn't really pick anything up, and immediately are returning to lane because the Wolves are just about to spawn. So Soaz is going to try and take away that large Wraith, which he will do, but you can see that Cogmore's doing the exact same in the opposite corner. If we look down towards there, Cogmore's stealing away the large Wraith as well. So Yellow Pete picks up that Wraith, meanwhile Soaz takes away the other enemy Wraith. So complete counter jungling on each other, and Snoopy is just going to start out on the blue. Meanwhile, it looks like Nocturne will be heading around to the blue, and he's going to get leashed by Nidalee.
Yeah, and so as just a kind of interesting thing there as well, he has gone Cleanse as one of his summoner spells, so he's going to have Cleanse Flash, so doesn't want to be getting locked down in this game, which is something obviously that Jax can do very, very well. And we've got Nocturne already starting to move up here. This red buff isn't, or hasn't been taken by Snoopy up till now. He is moving into this top side. Cyanide quite possibly will be able to take this away. Snoopy is actually going to come in and spot that one. Cyanide not super healthy either. Did he save his smite from that one? He actually did save his smite. And we are going to see Cyanide have to flash away. And that is a very early summoner spell burn from the jungler. Morgana came down as well. Froggen obviously not going to be super healthy at this level either. And those laneways, they are all pretty much landing. Froggen will get back to safety though. It's at least forced him to burn some pots.
And so very aggressive play. I'm a little unsure why Cyanide went for that, why he pulled the red out. He could have just sat in that bush and then got a bit of a surprise on towards Snoopy. Snoopy just came straight around there and then just saw that Q come straight out. Meanwhile, they're diving towards Soaz on that top lane. Wicked burning that ignite down on Soaz. He's going to be able to try and lifesteal his way and heal up through that one. But Wicked's going to have a bit of an advantage over him. He's still a level behind, but that will just level itself out in a moment. But I think Wicked might get a bit aggressive now on that top lane. Snoopy, in the meantime, has started pulling out that red. He will be able to pick that one up. There's no wall placement anywhere nearby or traps for him to be discovered on. And down this bottom lane, I'm not too sure how it's going to lay out between these two. Cosmo's got a great big range on him, but as does Lamia. Lamia immediately goes straight up in his face, puts that explosive shot in there, and just tries to get that little dot ticking down, which is where you see the heal coming out from Soraka. But it's going to be a lot of sustain from Soraka. Snoopy, meanwhile, is working his way in towards that top lane. There we go. You can see the counter strike coming down on towards Soaz, trying to force him backwards. Remember, he has got that flash cleanse as well. There goes the flash, there goes the cleanse, and straight away backs away, but both burn very quickly.
Yeah, both burnt, and that's job done actually from CLG. The fact that Italy is now going to be very vulnerable to that attack further on. He surely knows that Snoopy didn't go back from that one. Just trying to heal himself as much as possible. Did put down a trap inside of that brush as well, so we'll be looking to spot Snoopy coming around from the for the next push. But Snoopy is still in that brush. There's no flash, there's no cleanse. He's not at level 6 yet, so he won't be able to escape naturally switching into Cougar form, but he knows that Snoopy's there. I don't know if he's thinking that he's gone back or not yet.
Yeah, now he's thinking, as he stayed this long, because it's been a long time, you know, he's got the blue and red double buffs out there, it would be a long time to wait. And now Soaz has gone a little bit further. There we go, the counter-strike flash. The flash coming out from Snoopy. Surely this could well be first blood. Soaz has got absolutely zero to escape from this, and instead he tries to pick up a bit of CS on the way out. Clever little bit of play, but Jack picks up the first blood there, so Wicked will take the first bit of gold.
And that's where that lane's going to become an absolute pain for Nidalee. So Nocturne did come up to try and seal things off, but Jax went straight back, and there's a pickaxe right from the start. That's going to be a painful Jax that Wicked's going to be playing. Down on the bottom lane, obviously with that blood boil onto Tristana. It's going to be some nasty stuff. Yellow Peak Wall's knocked down to about half HP. The good thing for CLG in this bottom lane is that they've got that better sustain with the heal, with the mana that Crepo can give over to Yellow Peak, keep him as healthy and as strong as possible in this bottom lane. I think that's probably going to be the fact that we're not going to see Snoopy down in this bottom lane quite as much due to that sustain.
Yeah, so Froggen taking the wraiths away. Obviously Snoopy has been away for a long time, like you mentioned. He has been pretty much covering off that top. I guess it's going to be a build to water cutlass, probably going to be built on first by Jax. So getting a good item to start with, that pickaxe is going to really help him out there. We can see Cyanide trying to return the favour here as he dives on towards Soaz. Soaz immediately laying a bit of damage down, the Q coming across, and Wicked actually losing about half his hit points there. Not a bad exchange for the top two lanes. That will keep him a little bit low for a while. Has just burnt a health pot. Had three of them in there. You can see Froggen taking a walk down towards this bottom lane. The bottom lane has been pushed very heavily. They've got no ward in the tri-bush. They'll have no idea that he's coming. Is he going to come straight around the bottom? Maybe you just got to warn him from my voice. I'm not too sure. But Lamia will certainly get caught out here. You can see they're going to try and get the ulti coming straight out from Froggen there. He had just hit 6, taking a bit too much tower damage. So Lamia will go down to Yellow Peak there. Meanwhile, Froggen's in trouble now. You can see Phoenix there, gets the tower behind him on him. PK's going to try and come around the corner. Can he get the slowdown towards Froggen here? Can they get the Wall of Pain? Should get across on towards Froggen. It will do. Will it be enough late waits? You can see he puts the black shield up just in time. Yellow Pete also burning down PK. PK now in trouble. The exhaust goes down here. The banana comes in.
Oh,
one more banana! Yes, there it is. Crepo with the flash banana. That's what we like to see. And PK going down. Epic, epic stuff, Joe.
I've always said those bananas are totally overpowered. But they are also the best kills that ever happen in League of Legends as well, I think. So real credit to CLG. That was some amazing, amazing play. Once that Wall of Pain went down, I was thinking, oh, this could be bad news, but, you know, Black Shield came up. Froggen's like, oh, I've got my cooldown back now. You're in trouble all of a sudden. And, well, Crepo, flash bananas to finish off the kill. Always good to see. And that leaves them 3-0 up. 1,500 gold they've taken from that as well. Lamia and Firelox are going to be taking the golems down on this bottom side of the blue jungle. Jax has just been back once again, picking up the Vamp Scepter. Italy, of course, his lane mate, I suppose we can call it, with 37 CS compared to his 43, but only the boots and the Doran's Blade, which means Nidalee is going to have those troubles there. Did go back again for a second Doran's Blade. In the middle, obviously, we have 2 assists on Morgana, no kills picked up by Frogum, and that's going to leave him with a double Doran's Ring compared to the Merc Treads that Karthus has gone with first.
Yeah, check this out, Lamia, he's done exactly like he did yesterday. He's only gone straight for a pickaxe and a Vampiric Scepter, so he's not gone for the Doran's Blades. He's not gone for that health sort of advantage that he might need, certainly after just being ganked in that bottom lane. Blue buff being given across towards Peke there, and so as in Cougar form heading back towards the north, towards that top lane. So Jax at the moment, he has control of this top lane, 54 CS to 37, that's slight 10 advantage. Obviously that's going to be down to the fact that he did get that kill early on, and has been able to keep Soaz under control since then. And Morgana, we've talked about Froggen, you know, he was very mobile in the last game on our Ari, and he seems to be doing the exact same thing on Froggen here, whereas PK was a little bit too late to the party and then got caught out. He thought he could pick up a kill, and it just backfired on him horribly. So he needs to be a little bit more cautious and just aware of Froggen's position, because Froggen seems to be just catching him out of position there. Dark Binding catching onto PK very nicely, way back on the back side of the tower there. We do have Nocturne hanging around, so Soaz is trying to bait Wicked into a bit of action here. You can see he's switching to that Cougar form, wants him to go into it. Nocturne could come in with that ulti from a long, long way back, and I don't think Jax is going to have any of that. We could actually back it down towards the middle here. Could we see a possible early dragon coming out, Joe?
Yeah, very possible there. That pink ward is in, and they have 4 players down there from CLG. Obviously, Wicked still hanging in at the top, but the other 4 aren't there, and there's not really much that they can do. Karthus went home, and I think that was the call from Froggen. Okay, guys, Karthus is gone. He had actually no mana anyway to be around there, and that
Jax
dragon will be picked up. Yeah, Soaz is in a little bit of trouble here. Is Wicked going to dive? No, he won't. Not quite that healthy at this point at level 8, but still, he's causing Soaz some real trouble. So he does have Flash and Cleanse back up now, by the way.
So a good start from CLG here. They've had that successful gank in the top and the bottom so far, both being worked out by Snoopy, who, ironically we've said, hasn't been ganking and has got himself involved the last few times. So Snoopy comes around, has got a couple of wards on him. He's going to ward up the wraiths there, puts it straight down standard spot, and they'll go about their business. So Joe, I mean, we're starting to see the layout here. What do we think Fnatic need to do? Because they're in danger of letting this one slide again. Someone's getting caught out there. Wicked having a good exchange this time though on towards Wicked. Throwing about even damage out on towards him. I mean, Nocturne has just not been involved so far. 0-0, 51 CS, quite happily going around about his business in the jungle, but Cyanide is yet to get onto anything so far. Has got 7, has had his ulti for a good level or 2, but just still hasn't really gone for anything. Meanwhile, the top 2 continuing to exchange. Wicked actually slowly losing out this exchange, but Snoopy is going to come around the back side of him. He will manage to catch down, but again, has got that flash cleanse available, so as he should be able to escape anything that really comes out. And Snoopy, in fact, is just going to purely cover off that top tower, so Wicked can go back and buy.
Yeah, your point about what they have to do, I think you're right when you pinpointed Nocturne there. Cyanide not being involved as of yet. He is now level 7, and here we go. As we say, that Nocturne going to go in there. Karthus ulti coming down as well. Yellow Peak is going to be picked off. Can they get in onto Crepo? The slow will come. There's the rocket jump as well. Flash used by Crepo to get away. And, well, just as you asked the question, Demon, it all happened.
He delivered, yeah, and picked up the kill as well. So very nicely played. Yellow Pete was the target, and obviously taking that AD carry down will mean he'll be missing gold in the lane and the experience as he's gone. PK, I feel he's actually starting to struggle a little bit against Morgana here. Wicked also returning back to lane. Let's see what he's been back to buy. Wicked has completed that build toward the Cutlass now and is building up towards, I guess, the Hextech Gunblade eventually. Bottom turret going down there from Fnatic, so that's actually followed on very nicely from Yellow Peak going down. They kept the pressure on down that bottom lane and forced it down, so great advantage straight away picked up there. They are behind in gold still though. Froggen teleporting back right in view of PK, so PK's like, well, fine, you're going, I'm going. He's picked up a needlessly large rod and Sorcerer's Boots though, Froggen, because he did get those 2 assists. I don't think PK can quite do the same thing. Does only go Merc Treads and Catalyst to the Protector.
And one thing that this bottom lane is going to struggle with now is obviously the fact that Tristana, he's got that blood boil already. Pile that on top of the rapid fire, and that is a lot of auto attacks very quickly. Actually building nicely up towards that infinity edge. We'll see now what Wicked can do now. He's back in this lane. Will hit a couple of hits off onto Soaz. Doesn't want to be taking too many turrets because we've seen that Soaz is definitely not a pushover in this top lane, but with that Cutlass, with the extra bit of health that he's got, it should be different. This blue buff has just gone over onto Froggen as well, and well, nice guy Snoopy letting Crepo actually take the small Blizzard away from that one, but they are moving in to try and cover this middle, and I think that could be a big thing for Fnatic. Actually, the Ice Blast will come around, and I think Firelox realizing that they've not quite got the damage there, especially with Soaz being so low to push in.
Yeah, it's an interesting turn of aggression from Fnatic because they chose to go for that bottom lane. That's why we missed it, because they don't normally push from these days. So they thought, right, okay, 12 minutes in, we're actually going to take this bottom lane out. And then they immediately turned their attention to mid lane. They're going TSM style, just stripping away those towers very quickly, one after the other. Felix getting caught out. Look how much damage that did straight away. Just one dart binding on a pull, stripped off half his health there on Felix. So they've got to be careful they don't get caught out. Morgana will be doing a massive amount of damage at the moment, or someone could say tons of damage, but we won't go that way just yet. Wall of Pain actually not been leveled up too often there. Froggen with their Morgana Black Shield just quite happily walking through that one. Yellow Pete's getting free farm though, so they've got to be careful they don't leave Yellow Pete alone for too long, because he's just going to free farm his way through on that bottom lane. He had fell behind 10 CS behind on towards Lamia, but Lamia at the moment in amongst those 4 people, sorry, trying to push that mid lane, will not be picking up the experience. Where are they heading? They're all going north. What are they going for? It's not going to be a crazy 15-minute Baron, surely.
Nah,
no.
It can't be. I think they just want to push these outer turrets as quickly as they possibly can, and they've got the ability with the rapid fire, with that Blood Boil on, to really do that. Wicked's like, hey guys, there's 3 of them at top. You may want to possibly come and help me because they are very quick. There's the stun coming across the group. Snoopy has come up, but it's not going to be anything in terms of trying to get a kill. This is going to be a defensive mechanism to try and stop Fnatic stripping away another outer turret in this top lane. And I'm not sure really how they can hold on to this one. Actually, Wicked going to get focused there. Crepo has come in to back things up as well. And this is an interesting strategy from Fnatic with that that combo of Nuna, Tristana, even with Soaz, who, to be honest, his auto attacks are very quick. They can push these turrets down very fast.
Yeah, and it's a different tactic. It's going back to sort of an old school style tactic, really, and they're going to dive in towards Froggen here. They have got the exhaust down and managed to get the lightweight. So here he goes, Punt turns his ulti, which means he's going to try and turn the damage, but Lamia should be able to finish him off here on the turret. Very nicely done. Lamia getting stunned up though. Lamia gets absolutely destroyed there and melted by the combo of Wicked and Yellow Pete. Can they catch on towards PK? Remember, Wicked's late. Oh, he could have jumped on that one. Didn't feel he was going to go for it though. Certainly would have had the reset on the leap strike there, but didn't bother going for it. Meanwhile, Cyanide now caught out. He's going to have to back away very quickly. Yellow Pete coming across. Could he land that ulti in towards the bush? Will he go for the fire shot? Hasn't gone for it. I think he could have gone for it. I think he realized he was there, just chose not to. Meanwhile, Dragon is about to spawn, and Wicked and Crepo ready and waiting to take that one.
Yeah, ready and waiting, but Soaz up at the top. See how fast that turret is going down. And this is probably going to be an exchange. Another turret in the top lane for this Dragon. No one moved up there. Actually, Froggen from the base is going to try and cut Soaz off, but I think that the fact that it's already on half HP, this could be down before Froggen is able to really offer too much in terms of defense. There is Froggen, is going to start to move in, and Dark Binding will be dodged there by Soaz. He should be able to just saunter away without any problem.
So Rod of Ages just completed by Karthus. So PK finally getting his build complete. We've got Zhonya's Hourglass almost complete by Froggen. Still just missing that final component. Oracle's been brought out by Crepo there. Wicked actually jumping away from Cyanide there. Didn't want to take some little damage. Didn't really know where the rest of the team was, so just wisely backing away to his turret, playing it safe. So, and as we mentioned though, Phantom Dancer now completed on Cogmore. He was just allowed to just back away and farm, and has caught up the CS with Lamia, who he was around about 20 behind. He's actually surpassed him now, but Lamia in the meantime has gone straight for that Infinity Edge, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage, but it's all about the attack speed for Cogmore. He's going to be shredding down that health from long range, and honestly that would be a pretty even exchange I think at the moment between those two. Yellow Pete taking away that red buff. You can see Lamia actually returning back to farm, so their obviously obvious tactic of trying to shred the turrets down as quick as possible has kind of worked, because they've managed to go 2-0 in the turrets, but they had the advantage of taking that bottom turret down, but Yellow Pete didn't even go for it, so they're not interested. CLG still won that long game.
Yeah, we've got a 400 goal difference. If you look across the lanes, they're actually really even. Nearly 126 to the 124 of Jax. Bottom lane, 122 on Tristana to the 132 of Cogmore. Slight advantage there. And also 10 CS advantage for Morgana in the middle. So really close stuff. You can see the CLG just trying to hammer away there. Dark Binding, Tormented Soil plus artillery as well from Yellow Pete. He's going to be causing some problems, and that's where this poke gets dangerous. Actually, up at the top, we are seeing Jax diving towards Soaz as well, who has gone Cougar form, but he's going to take a big hit before he gets out there. Will be able to jump over the top, and to be honest, that leap strike almost bringing him over with it.
Yeah, that's what he was aiming for. He was trying to time that leap strike. He knew the pounce was coming, didn't quite get it. I mean, it's like literally a millisecond of time, and you have to land that one. So there's no shock that he didn't quite manage to hit that one through. Soaz has come back down the river. He's just going to have to heal himself up. Or whether he's going to linger, or whether he'll back off, because this mid turret is just getting hammered away up by Yellow Pete, using that great range advantage that he have on Cogmore. You can see he's almost shredded the turret down. So this would be the first turret for CLG. Remember, they are 1-0 up. A very good 43-minute first game. I would not be surprised to see this one going the same way. Jax is also going to put a lot of beat down on this top turret as well. Absolutely no one anywhere near. You can see Soaz heading back up there with full health, so he's gone back to buy. He's got that Sheen now, building up towards that Trinity Force on Soaz. On the Nidalee. In the meantime, Raid's being picked up, but they are continuing to work on this middle turret. See, Yellow Pete is picking up all the CS, so Froggen's not getting a great deal out of this while he's been sat there. Has managed to get that Zhonya's Hourglass. Now he's going to dive. Here we go. Twisted advance going straight towards PK. PK dropped in seconds there. Froggen's going to dive on the turret, I think. Could he go for the ult? He didn't need to. The Karthus ulti is going to come out, so not going to pick anything up. That turret will get shredded down. They were just waiting for that time. They realized the turret was only within about 2 or 3 hits, and they dived very nicely. Soaz, though, continuing to push top.
Yeah, continuing to push. And that's what he's got to do. You've got great mobility as Nidalee. You have to be doing this. Jax is going to go back up there. The turret itself is far from healthy, and Soaz may be able to finish that one off before Jax comes in. Besides, against it, the minions aren't going to have enough power to finish this one off, especially with Jax coming to stop that from happening as well. CLG now starting to move through, obviously clearing out the jungle as much as they possibly can after taking down the outer turret plus the Karthus. The big Wraith is stolen away by Yellow Pete. Blue buff will be going over onto Froggen as well. So he's just going to continue to farm. The question is, can they defend this middle turret now? We've talked about this time and time again, even in many different tournaments, about taking the middle turret and then going straight back. But it looks like Yellow Pete is just simply too strong. Firelock's been shredded down. Cyanide was the victim before that. They were both left with half HP, and this mid turret is successfully defended by CLG.
Phage wasn't quite as tanky as he wanted to be. Glacial Shroud going towards Frozen Heart on Maokai as well. So see how that one develops. Froggen actually trying to catch out towards PK there. PK, Froggen just using that Black Shield, catching the Dark Bindings towards PK. PK seems to always be losing out in these exchanges. PK on Karthus is just generically a lower hit point champion than Morgana. Morgana is always built fairly tanky. Him Soaz actually getting dived on the Ignite, going down. Cleanse straight off there by Soaz. So Cleanse was used up, has still got Flash available. They're going to try and close in on Jax there, but Feliox is not going to be able to get anywhere near him. Just back away from this one. Froggen again getting straight in there, and Lamia actually jumping across from the Wraiths there. Gets one more shot on him. The Ignite will not quite be enough. Actually, Snoopy was a bit worried there. You see, he used his ulti to try and save him out there from that Ignite. Meanwhile, they could lose the middle turret. Lamia certainly was just hanging around. He's backed off though, but he doesn't need it. Cyanide and Felix will be able to take this one down with the help of PK. Crepo's going to be careful. He doesn't go too much. That's the middle lane. There we go. Diving on towards Froggen there. Froggen using his Zhonya's Hourglass. Can he catch Cyanide with one more Dark Bind? He gets the heal. The Wish comes out from Crepo. Is it enough to save him? No, it is not. PK does manage to pick up the kill there. Can he get away from Snoopy though? Snoopy just needs one more twisted advance. Snoopy is going to get caught out. Yellow Pete comes around the backside. Can he catch on towards Cyanide? He realizes PK is going to go down on towards Cyanide now. Turns on towards Feliox. He realizes he could get that one. Switches across. One banana coming across towards Cyanide. Yellow Pete's surely going to finish him off. He's got the blue buff. He just needs to close that distance a little bit more on towards Cyanide. There we go. The Q comes out and the ulti finish. And that will be Yellow Pete picking up another kill. So actually a fairly even exchange. It was a 2-for-2 after all that.
Yeah, and you know, Snoopy went down there, the two junglers, in fact, the two APs went down as well. But probably more importantly, Cogmore is now sat on 4-1-2. Must have a load of gold to go.
3K.
Yeah, almost 3,000 gold to be going home with for this next one. Just farming up. He's going to take the red buff as well because, you know, the blue's just not quite enough for what he wants. Soaz is in this top lane, so maybe we'll even see Yellow Pete go in around for this one. Soaz is going to be pushed onto the turret. Has he got enough damage? Can Soaz escape this one? He's going to have to flash. Can he pounce away? No, he can't. And that is Yellow Pete and Cogmore just showing the strength. I mean, double buffed as well. It's not easy to escape from him with that mega range. but he is getting fed, Demon. 5-1-2, and now he's up to 3,500 gold.
And they're diving on towards PK as well. PK having to just blast him backwards. Lamia using his ulti to knock Wicked away from him there. And they're going to have to back away from the sun. I don't think they can fight for this dragon that's just respawned. And you can see Yellow Pete coming back down. I still don't think Yellow Pete's actually gone back to buy. He's going to leap strike straight towards PK there. Didn't manage to get the stun down. Very nicely played there. I think Fedox just got the slow on him there. The wall of pain was straight across his face, so has to back away from this one. Yellow Pete still, I'm just waiting to see whether he's actually bored. I'm trying to look at his items. Instead, he's just going to farm up. No, he's still not been so back to buy, so he's going to have about 4k on him, I think, in a moment. Yeah, 3.5k on that. You can see, with Cyanide trying to get the steal on there with the cube. It wasn't quite enough, though, and they will just back off. Finally, I think we could see an Infinity Edge come flat out straight away towards Yellow Pete here.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Sort of a ton of gold. Wicked also, you know, despite having a bit of a mixed time in this top lane at the start, you know, he got those kills now, and he's now got the Trinity Force, that Cutlass from earlier on, and that's where this Jax just gets so good. I mean, 23 minutes into the game, he is just causing problem after problem. Not to mention Yellow Pete, who's had this double buff on. He's got, let's have a look once again, 4,000 gold. So he's going to go back and say thank you very much. I just came even stronger.
Straight away for an Infinity Edge. Now, we've just seen him absolutely ripping apart Soaz without that. So we now know how strong he is going to be. If he catches someone out and gets that slow across him, will be a lot of damage. PK needs to be fearful for his life because he's going to be the prime target, I would feel. And bottom lane, he's going to get pushed. Here we go. Yellow Pete joining it there. Doesn't really want to mess with Lamia and Felox, so obviously he can get that Blood Boy, but immediately you can see that damage coming straight down. One single shot towards Lamia there. The ulti landing, just chipping away out that health, and Yellow Pete will clear that lane out quite easily. Froggen, meanwhile, it's got Wicked in there. PK with that wall of pain, just putting it across, causing problems. It's still a very open game, Joe. I'm quite surprised how open this one is.
Yeah, it's 4,000 gold. I mean, Tristana obviously not quite hitting the level that she needs to be at this point, and that's where Cogmore's making them actually pay. Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, he is doing so much damage there, able to 1v1, well, I think everyone on the team at this stage. Here we go then, Dark Binding actually comes in, doesn't quite land. This turret is going to be taken down by CLG. Actually, Wicked is already onto PK, who's got his Defile running. Snoopy will come in as well. There is a dead Karthus. Wicked actually backs away. The whole time Yellow Pete was hammering away on this turret. Soaz has taken down that top turret now, but they need to defend this inhibitor turret. That is a very important one. However, they can't let Nidalee can't let Nidalee take down their own CLG in this top lane.
They're going to have to be quick because that's going down very rapidly. Jax is going to get in there, but that turret's going to go down. Look how quick he's taking that down. Soaz hammering away on that one with that Trinity Force doing massive damage. Snoopy on towards the turret. Yellow Pete trying to work down on this turret throne. Can they take the inhibitor with it? They're going to dive in. It's going to get Lamia. It's going to get popped straight away. Fedox will manage to get his ulti off. It's not going to be enough. Snoopy is going to survive. Crepper with a banana kill. Picks it up another one. And the inhibitor will get burned down by Yellow Pete, shredding that damage. Meanwhile, Soaz is being tracked down and chased by Wicked. Didn't manage to get that inhibitor at the top there. Has managed to take the turret down. Can they track him off? He has got Cleanse available. Flash is nearly available. Tries to just see B, sort of tries to bait it towards the turret. Will back off, but he's actually sat in the tri-bush that they're all heading directly towards because they realize they're going to go for Baron. Jackson's already started out the Baron there. Yellow Pete going to pick up and take that blue buff. In fact, Froggen did manage to take it. Jax on the Baron. And Joe, I think they're just going to be able to take this one. You can see Nidalee hanging around. Can he get some spears across? Try and get that steal across. That's all he wants to do. Trying to get himself in that position. Froggen tries to get the binding across. Wall of Pain comes across along with the lay waste. So actually doing a lot of damage on towards him. Can the steal come across from Soaz? He's trying to get himself in that position. There goes the ward down. Will they be enough? Toss the spear across. Can't get him quite smite range at the moment. Cyanide's going to get popped before he's being able to smite it. They will smite it down. Snoopy gets the kill on there. Froggen actually taken out very low by PK. But Joe, this fight is just going on and on and on. I'm going to let you take it.
CLG are going to go through there. He's Snoopy, and he follows a rocket jump through onto Lamia. PK actually had to flash away from that, but CLG, they are pushing and pushing and pushing. Karthus dropping the lay waste in. Lamia going to get caught. Lamia will get exploded by Yellow Pete, who is now unstoppable at 6-1-4. Baron buff is running only 2, well, there's 2 plus Karthus, who has to heal first of all to stop this coming in. Snoopy is going to tank this turret up. Do they have the damage though to finish these off before the rest of the team start to come in and force CLG back? Doesn't look like it with super minions will start to flow as well, and that's where it becomes real dangerous. Yellow Pete just going to take away all the minions that are coming in. That's going to help with the other lanes. Nidalee is actually coming back now as well from this top, and it looks like Fnatic, at least for now, have forced CLG to back off.
Yeah, what a crazy, crazy exchange there. And actually, Trinity Force was completed by Jax. I was expecting to go the Hextech Gunblade straight away, but instead he got that build towards her and then went towards Trinity Force. So no change in the build items of what he went for there. Frozen Heart completed a long time ago. And what's the gold situation of CLG? Because they've been in a lot of fights here. 2,000 gold again on Yellow Pete, 2.2k on, in fact, 1.8k on Crepo. So Crepo's going to have a party by the time he gets back. There we go, just goes back, spends it all, gets out Shirelli's Reverie in there, and as well as the lifesteal as well. So really nicely done that. It says the Ember of Valor, that's it. Gone for the armor, sorry, not the lifesteal. They changed it, didn't they, that one? I'm sure you used to have lifesteal on it. Maybe I'm just losing the mind. But it's been a lot of lol all weekend. 13-4 and CLG with the lead. Can they meet Moscow 5 in the final? That's the question. Wicked just dangling and waiting on Soaz there. Does get a counter-strike down. Look at the burst damage coming out to him. He's got cleanse this time. He has got flash available. Can he follow it through with the leap strike? Leap strike comes out and he just pounces away. The question is, though, where's Maokai going to cut him off? He's going to come around with Twisted Advance. Snoopy actually pings it. He's like, hello? Are you going to chase this one? No, you're not. You're just going to give up on it. They're going to go for the tower and play it safe. So CLG keep using their brain. Twisted Advance on towards a minion there, and they will just continue pushing on with this Baron, taking down all the outer turrets.
Yeah, finally these outer turrets. Actually, bottom's going to get pushed down by the minions. There are a load of them down there. Siege minion did just get taken out. We've got Jax, we've got Maokai pushing the top lane. The other three are going to be grouping up here towards the middle. We do have 4 from Fnatic that was sat on this inner turret, and I'm not sure if they really want to be sat here and trying to defend this one. So as he's going to go in, there goes the Wall of Pain. The rest of CLG are going to start to react to this one. And actually, PK did get hit with the Dark Binding as well. And they wait for more minions to come around. Fnatic seem to be holding their guns. They want to keep this tower up.
Yeah, but I don't think CLG are going to fall for the Moscow 5 trap and just sit and wait and delay. They are going to go straight for this one. Yellow Pete's going to be hitting that turret. They're going to dive instead. Shirelli's Reverie been popped. Cyanide's been caught out of position. PK's just been dived on and melted on the turret. Cyanide will also get dropped. The rest of the team had already backed away. Soaz actually backdooring at the moment. You can see he's headed straight towards that inhibitor on the top there, but that will be the turret going down. Soaz will be able to take this one down eventually. He's just trying to basically pull Jax away, so the inhibitor will go down, but unfortunately they're going to lose the second inhibitor of their own here. CLG actually bypassing straight away, going towards the super minions on the Nexus turrets, ignoring the other inhibitor, and that means Soaz now in trouble. He's actually got Jax jumping all over his face at the moment in that top lane, but there's going to be the Nexus turret going down as well. CLG will be taking it 2-0, and they will be going into the final against Moscow 5. Joe, this is going to be a tremendous best-of-3 finals we're going to have coming up. But Fnatic, they put up a great show, but CLG are just too strong.
And you know what? I think this is the final that everyone wanted to see as well. After that amazing game in the group stage yesterday between CLG and Moscow 5, which CLG somehow came back from. We're going to see a best-of-3. It could take a few hours if yesterday is anything to go by. But guys, just to let you know here in the audience, we will, as far as I'm aware, having the first map of the grand final next, then the third, fourth place game here, and then the second and possible third map in the Dream Arena.
Yeah.
So that's how the schedule.
It's going to be a little bit confusing for you guys.
I'm confused by it myself.
Yeah, everyone watching on the stream, don't worry, you'll be fine.
Just sit on the stream.
Just sit on the stream, you're all good. You've got a lot of days of League of Legends coming up. So the finals will be CLG versus Moscow 5, Fnatic versus Curse for the third, fourth place playoff. Obviously, that's all about the Season 2 points, because these guys have been building up to Season 2 points. CLG must be so happy right now. Moscow 5 have got like 1 million Season 2 points because they won Kiev and CBIT. They're way ahead. They're quite happy. They're like, yeah, we've qualified.
They didn't even need to come here.
Yeah, they didn't need to come here. They qualified, no problems at all. Meanwhile, in CLG, they desperately needed the points. They wanted to pick up a lot more MLG. Didn't really happen for them. I think they ended up with 5th and 6th, was it? Or was it even lower than that? I'm not too sure.
I think 5th, 6th.
Knocked out by their own team.
That's like 2 weeks ago by now. I don't even know anymore.
You don't even know where you are.
I've just been flying around the world.
You thought you were still in MLG the other day, so you know.
Yeah, that's true. But CLG versus Moscow 5, I think it's what people predicted, actually, looking at the team lined up coming into this one. Actually, I think, what was your top three?
My top three was Moscow 5, CLG, Curse.
And mine was?
Yours was CLG, Moscow 5, Fnatic.
Ooh. So it's all about that third, fourth place, about who's right, Demon?
Yeah.
It's going to be me, possibly. I'm not so sure about that anymore. But yeah, that should be coming up here in just 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
We don't
Soon
know.
TM,
We don't know.
At least I'm not really sure when that will be actually starting here, because we've had 2 best of 3s, but they were both 2-0 games, which means that I think we're actually, for the first time in the history of man, ahead of schedule.
Yeah, but okay, let's have a look at what we got ahead. So we got CLG Moscow 5. Without jumping across what we're going to be saying later on, we've seen CLG come back from an absolute epic comeback or throw, whatever you'd like to call it, last night by Moscow 5. We've seen Moscow 5 used to be unbeatable on LAN, looked phenomenal this morning. CLG just looked phenomenal against Fnatic. So who the hell is going to win that final? That's going to be a wide open thing. But I believe we're going to have Freaking Wicked coming up in a few moments' time. So this is Joe and D-Man. Just the wrong way around. Yeah, that's it. You can follow us on Twitter. It's going to be at QVDman or at Joe_Miller. You can get ourselves. We keep you up to date on what's happening on there. So, anything where we are. Sometimes we'll say we're in the bar. Come and see us.
Yeah, you could get lucky with that. Let's throw it over. The interview with Wicked, of course, a possible champion here at DreamHack now. They're going into the grand final.
Hey everybody, welcome to DreamHack Summer 2012. I'm David Freak Turley here, joined with a top laner from Counterlogic Gaming, Optimus. We've got Wicked. How you doing after that victory, man?
We're doing really good. We're really happy to win this game. We're all actually feeling a bit sick because of us today. The morning we woke up, we were 3 people sick, and we were like, oh my god, this is going to be terrible. But it's really awesome.
Cool, so walk me into that first game. Pre-game, you got first pick and ban because you won your group. What were you thinking coming into that first game against Fnatic?
We were thinking that they were going to hardcore split push us, so we just wanted to ban some of the split pushing heroes and have heroes that could easily engage, so we picked Nautilus first so we could easily get into them if they tried to split push us.
So how did that game play out then? You had a few kills in the lead for the beginning game, but actually the entire time Fnatic was actually beating you in gold. Did you sort of know that? Did you know the game was really close for a while, or did it feel like you were winning the whole way through?
To be honest, I knew that we were behind. I knew that I was way behind in CS and top lane because I'm against the Kennen, so we tried to get a dragon early game so we could mitigate the damage, like he was way ahead of me. And we felt that we were a bit behind, but we had better heroes for team fights, and we are really strong in team fight as a team, so we just wanted to go for that.
So you just tried to get into team fights? How do you make that happen in the game?
Well, for example, they had a split pushing comp while we had Nautilus, so it's really easy to engage with Nautilus, and we just tried to catch one of the squishies off guard.
Cool. So anytime you found one, you just kind of jumped on and turned it into a fight. So what was the big fight that did turn it around for you guys? What got you really ahead?
I don't know which fight got us ahead. I think just overall, then we caught one of the squishies off guard. Maybe the one at Baron. We got really far ahead of that.
Cool. So you closed out game 1 in convincing fashion. You guys won that one. Then you came into game 2. What were you considering in champion select for game 2 there?
We were considering that they would have an advantage because they have first pick and they could get the split pushing champs. So we thought we were just going to ban out the OP junglers because those are really annoying to play against. And then we just wanted to have heroes that could one-on-one the split pushing heroes so that they couldn't just split push in, that we could actually kill them.
And so that's why you picked Jax at the end there?
That's why I picked Jax, so I could keep up the Nile, so I just didn't get pushed in.
Cool. So in that game, you actually stayed in the lead for pretty much the entire time. What made that game start out so much better than game 2, or than game 1 rather?
I think that game made us have a huge advantage because I had a Jax and Snoopy managed to get a kill on top lane, so that sets me really huge ahead. Like, for example, yesterday when I played really against Jax, I got stumped because he got a first blood, so I couldn't do anything. Like, Jax snowballs too hard.
All right, fair enough. So now you're going to be going into the final match against Moscow 5. You guys did play yesterday night in a 62-minute long game. What do you expect coming into that game?
I don't know what to expect. I just want to play the game and have fun and show all the fans how good we are or how good we can be. That's pretty much it.
Is there anything you're concerned for Moscow 5?
There's nothing in particular. They're a really good team and they're really hard to beat, so the only thing that concerns me is losing. That's pretty much it.
You're concerned about losing?
Yep.
I guess that's fair, actually. Well, thank you very much, Wicked, for your time. Congratulations again. Oh, you want to give a... Yes.
We'd love to give away a shirt to you guys. We're all going to sign it right now, and we're going to get out at the League of Legends booth. So come over here and we'll ask a question, and then you'll get a shirt.
All right, we heard it from Snoopy. Come over to the League of Legends booth if you're here at DreamHack. They're going to be giving away a Counter Logic Gaming shirt. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back later today with a third-place match and the grand finals here at DreamHack. So don't go anywhere. We've got more games coming up.